For the Marine Corps, you have to get at least a 31 on the ASVAB, which is actually the highest requirement for any other branch. In the Navy, you could get like a 10, and in the Army, you could get like a 20 something. It just depends on the job to qualify. But the Marine Corps, minimum 31 to qualify for any job, and to become a Marine. All right. And then the second thing is a physical requirement. So what I mean by physical requirement is not how many pull-ups or push-ups you can do. It's kind of just a regular physical you do at a doctor. So you go to a doctor, they check your heart, they check your lungs, make sure there's nothing wrong with you, make sure you don't have any crazy like disabilities or anything like that. And then pretty much once the doctor clears you, you're pretty much good. Aside from that, other things like you cannot have tattoos on your hands and on your neck. You have to be at least a minimum U.S. resident. So if you don't have papers, unfortunately, you cannot start the process. All right. Aside from that, you need to have a high school diploma, or at least a senior, and on track to graduate. All right. Another thing is that you can't have any like criminal offenses. All right. So if you got in trouble with the law, and like a couple of speeding tickets is not that bad, but you'd be surprised some of the people who come in our office and they got like murder charges and stuff. I'm like, brother, I can't help you out. But aside from that, like nothing too crazy on that end. Another thing is height and weight requirement. So say you're like, we have a specific height, you have to be a specific weight. So if you're like 5'8", 5'9", you can't be like above like 200 pounds, stuff like that. So if you're big right now, if you're a little chubby, we'll help you out. But yeah, like to become a full an actual Marine, you have to be in good shape. Aside from that, it's pretty much nothing physically, medically wrong with you. So like I said, like if you had childhood asthma, that's okay. But no major things like heart surgery or broke a leg or something that like that you can't physically do our recruit training. So that's pretty much what the physical is for, to make sure you can do the recruit training. All right, so getting to my first key point, active duty. So think of active duty, like I said, it's like a full-time job. So what pretty much the process is, so after you come in and then we speak, and I break down all the opportunities and stuff like that, you'll become part of the delayed entry program. So what the delayed entry program is for usually like seniors and people to get ready to go to recruit training. Because recruit training is 3 months, and not a lot of people can just get up and go. So that's where you come with our office, you come PT with us, and we'll get you ready for recruit training so you can be successful there, all right? And then from there, that's when you actually go to boot camp. Boot camp is like pretty much our recruit training, our basic level entry training. So our Marine Corps recruit training is the hardest of all the 4 branches. It's the longest. But the good thing about that is, say you go to recruit training, you become Marine, you do 3 months, you're all set. A couple years down the road, you're like, oh man, I don't want to be a Marine no more. I want to go to the Army. I want to go to the Navy. That's fine. That's cool and dandy. The good thing is that you can actually go to another branch and pick up right where you left off. You don't have to go to the recruit training. But it's not the other way around. It doesn't work. So if you go to the Army, you do the recruit training, and after a couple of years, like, oh, I want to be a Marine. I want to be better. You have to start from ground zero as a Marine. So that just kind of tells you like the standard that we have. If you want to be a Marine, you have to go through recruit training. So after that, you'll come back home. After 3 months, you'll come back home, and then that's kind of like it's like a chill period. It's like 10 days you get of like vacation, because the Marine Corps knows after 3 months of not seeing your family, not having any phones, not just writing letters to your family, they want you to go back and spend some time with them. All right, spend time with your loved ones as a Marine. You pretty much just hang out with friends, chill, go on a little vacation, and then after that, after those 10 days are up, you go to what's called Marine combat training. Now, what that is, it's like a field survival training for like a month. So you're learning how to survive in the field, how to shoot machine guns, how to pretty much dig a fighting hole, stuff like that. Anything that like the power grid will go out, you know how to survive. You understand? So after that is when you will go to your job school. So we have over 350 different jobs. So you pick your job before you go to recruit training. And then after you're done with MTT, that's when you actually go to your job school. We have job schools all over the U.S. We have North Carolina, California, Florida for aviation and things like that. So the good thing about um, coming and talk to us and pretty much getting some info about us is that going into graduation, going to your senior year, you already know what job you're gonna do. So somebody comes up to you and is like, "Oh, what are you doing after high school?" It's like, "I'm already set. I'm gonna be an aviation mechanic for the Marine Corps, and I'm going to boot camp in August." So you're pretty much that right there puts you ahead of like 80% of your peers. So I'll tell you right now, all the seniors that I talk to, they all say the same thing when I ask them, "Oh, what are you doing after high school?" They're like, "I don't know, Miami-Dade College." It's just like, all right. So is 300,000 other students. Like what are you gonna do different? What are you gonna make you stand out? How are you? What are you doing to become successful? You guys get what I'm saying? So pretty much after that, that's when you actually go to your first duty station. Duty station is pretty much where you're gonna start doing your job, and then from there on, you progress throughout your career until your contract is up. So our minimum contract is 4 years, and the first 6 to 7 months is you're just doing basic training. So it's really like a 3.5 year commitment. In the last 6 months, you're preparing to transition out. So you're taking classes to pretty much set you up to become successful in the civilian world. So we're not just gonna dump you back in the civilian world without any training. You understand? All right, lifestyle. So pretty much everybody thinks like you're Marine Corps, you're Marine 24/7. You're on call like at all times. You have no free time. That is not correct. Majority of our jobs is just like a regular 9 to 4 job. Um, sometimes you work weekends, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you get 2 days off, sometimes you get 4 days off. It just depends, all right? But the majority of it is just a regular job that you get off at a certain time. And whatever you do after that is completely up to you. You can go do all your kind of hobbies, go to school, you can hang out with your friends, you can do pretty much whatever. Just show up the next day at the time you were told, all right? So duty stations worldwide. Who likes to travel? Yeah, a lot of people like to travel. I love to travel. I love to meet different cultures and stuff like that. So my first duty station was actually in North Carolina. So I actually got to love North Carolina. I did a lot more like outdoors stuff. Huh? I was in Jacksonville, so it's like on the coast. It's like 2.5 hours from Raleigh. So it's like right on the coast, right on the beach. The beach is like pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. And then that's when I really started doing more outdoorsy stuff, like going hiking and going hunting and stuff like that. Is something I enjoyed. It brought out like certain hobbies that I never thought I'd get in Miami, because Miami, I don't know if you've seen it, you can't just really go and like hunt an animal. It's like too much going on in the city. So after that, I got a IPCS, and I changed duty stations to California, Southern California, and Southern California was a blast. The weather's amazing. There's so much things to do. I was in between San Diego and LA, so on the weekend I would just go to LA and chill over there, or I'll go to San Diego. San Diego is beautiful. If I could choose anywhere to live, like it would be San Diego. It's just super expensive, but that's just California how it is. And then from there I came back here. So like I said, I'm originally from down here. I graduated from Auburn Morgan, so it's a little bit down south. And then yeah, so the Marine Corps pretty much like gave me the option. Hey man, you want to come back to where you grew up, and you want to go recruit? And I said, why not? Like, I love this area, and I was like, I like miss my family a little bit, so it was a perfect opportunity for me to come back. All right. Now getting into like steady income. So like a lot of jobs here in the Marine Corps, we get paid salary. So what does that mean? That means on the 1st and 15th, you get paid. You get paid regardless how many hours you worked, regardless how many days you worked. It's pretty much the same steady paycheck. So the good thing about that is that, if you don't work for 2 weeks, you're still gonna get paid. In the Marine Corps, we get 30 days of paid vacation every year. Now, I don't know about you guys, but in the civilian world, to get 30 days paid vacation, you have to be at a company for years on end. If you think I'm lying, just ask your parents. Ask them how much paid vacation they have. All right, and that's not even counting the federal holidays that we get as well. So the federal holidays that we get, like every federal holiday that you can think about, we also get those days off. We get 2 days out of the week off. So for Thanksgiving, we get 4 days off. For Christmas, we get 4 days off. For New Year's, we get 4 days off. So it's a lot of time off. And having a lot of time off, for me, it opened me to a lot of hobbies that I enjoy. I love jiu-jitsu. I love golfing. I love playing baseball. I love doing all that. and the Marine Corps gave me the opportunity to fully pursue all my hobbies. I started going into the reserve. So a lot of you guys might be like too scared to leave, or you got something going on back at home. That's why the reserve option is so great, because it allows you to become a Marine. But after you do your school training, you actually come back here, back to Miami, and you're like a part-time Marine. So you're still going to college, or you still have a regular job, but you're only required to come and train 1 week in a month. So 1 week in a month, you'll go to a reserve station. There's one in Hialeah, and there's one in like West Palm. You just go there. You get paid for that whole weekend. You actually get paid like for 2 days. You actually get paid 4 days in the reserves. So that's like an extra money in your pocket that you can have as well. So like I said, it's a part time. Obviously, the reserves is not full time, so you don't get like the full time benefits. You know what I'm saying? So aside from that, I already went over the work schedule and the drill pay. So I'm gonna go over into education opportunities. So remind me again, who want to go to college? You want to go to college? You want to go to college? Everybody should go to college. It's a good thing. It's a great thing. When I was in your shoes, when I was a senior, I was kind of fed up with school. I already did 12 years of high school. I was like, I'm kind of done with college for a little bit with education. So, I kind of want to do something different. I wanted to be hands-on already. So that's what the Marine Corps allowed me to do. So my first couple of years, I never really thought about college, but luckily I had a great mentor who pushed me to, be better and kind of like, develop myself as a Marine. And the Marine Corps wants you to go to college. The Marine Corps, that's what Marine Corps will pay every single cent of your tuition, because they want Marines who are well educated and are smart. The Marine Corps will invest in you as long as you're putting in the effort. You understand? So tuition assistance is how they're going to do that. This is made for like active duty Marines. So if you want to, like I said, it's like a 9 to 4. Like depending on your job, that's basically what your schedule is. So we have schools on campus, and we have school online, depending on how you best do work. So pretty much all it is, every base that we have has like a base education center. So what their job is to get you in touch with a school and pretty much enroll you in that school so you can start your college right away. For me, it took me a little while to start my college, because I kind of wanted to avoid school for a little bit, but I ended up actually getting my associates in less than 2 years, because like I said, in the Marine Corps, you start getting college credits right away. So like you go to boot camp, you get college credits. You go to your school training, that's college credits. You go to any course in the Marine Corps, you're going to gain college credits. So when I went to apply, all my electives are already getting taken care of. So I just had to do my major classes, and pretty much at the end of like a year and a half, I had my associates. So that's just a quick and easy way for you to get started in your education and be ahead of your peers. So the post 9/11 GI Bill, what this is pretty much for individuals who didn't want to do college while they were in. So this is made for those who got out of the Marine Corps, and it's pretty much what it is. It's an up to $80,000 scholarship for active duty Marines who get out. So what this means is like your full tuition is going to get covered pretty much at whatever public university you want. I see Marines go to FIU, UM, FSU, Harvard, Yale. Depending on how smart you are, if you get accepted to any of these schools, the Marine Corps will 100% pay for your tuition in that school. But it doesn't stop there. The Marine Corps knows that you want to be a full-time student, you want to be fully dedicated to your craft, to your education. So what they're going to do for you is they're also going to give you what's called basic allowance for housing. So this is a tax-free money that you get monthly for you to have your own place and not have to worry about crashing with somebody at somebody's house, or having to work a part-time job to make ends meet. The Marine Corps is going to put you in a place to succeed, and that's how they're going to do it. Who can tell me what like the average rent in Miami is right now? Not for like an efficiency, like a 3-bedroom house. How much? 3,000. Yeah, he's right. It's around there. It's like $2,800 to $3,000. The Marine Corps is going to give you, if you come back to Miami, the Marine Corps is going to give you $3,500 a month to basically to cover your rent. But say you got family down here, you're still close with your parents, and you're willing to sacrifice a little bit, you can actually have that money straight to go straight in your pocket. So just think about $3,500 a month just going straight in your pocket while you're going to school. On top of that, you're still applying for FAFSA and all these different grants. So that's just more money in your pocket. I've seen guys get out and have $5,000 coming in every month and not have to lift a finger. So that's just another way that the Marine Corps is going to take care of you. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back and kind of talk a little bit more about the benefits of the Marine Corps. So I actually have a quick story. Like last week, I fell like an old lady and I dislocated my hip. It was outside, it was raining, and I dislocated my hip. So worst pain ever. I do not recommend. My buddies called the ambulance for me. So ambulance came, everything. It was wild. Never been an ambulance before. Whatever, they took me to the hospital. They actually like sedated me and popped my hip back into place. And then whatever, I went home. I was on crutches for a couple of days, and then I get a bill from the hospital of everything, of like the ER, the medicine, the doctor, everything, the X-rays. Guess how much it was? No, this is just like how much it is if you don't have insurance or you have like a lackluster. How much? 15,000? Nah, it's about like the ambulance ride itself is like $1,000 something dollars. So at the end, it was like around $4,000 to $5,000 just so somebody popped my hip back into place. But in the Marine Corps, you have TRICARE, which is pretty much you get your health insurance 100% completely paid for. So when I was in high school, I had glasses. My first couple of years in the Marine Corps, I had glasses, and I hated it. I was like, I can't wait until 21 so I can get surgery. I applied, I got accepted, like I got cleared by a doctor, and the Marine Corps paid for my eye surgery. So I have 20/20 vision now with no ever have to use glasses again. So if you see me, I'm always wearing shades because I couldn't for 18 or 21 years. So, and guess how much that was? It was $0. So that right there is about like $3,000 that you could save for a medical procedure that like no insurance really covers that out here. So always pay for. Just let me get to the end. I'll get a question back. So like I was saying, aside from that, we have I know you guys are still young, but it's never too early to think about retirement. The Marine Corps, you got 20 years, you get a full pension of your base salary once you retire. So what does that mean? I've seen my senior leaders when they retire after 20 years, they get out of the Marine Corps at 38 and don't have to work a day in their lives after that. Like how sweet would that sound? At 38, you just kick back and not have to worry about anything. You can work a part-time job somewhere, just to get a little more money in your pocket, but that's just like the great retirement system that we have here in the Marine Corps. We know how 20 years is very difficult with deployments, being away from your family, things like that. So the Marine Corps, in my opinion, has the best pension there is out of all the government entities and stuff like that. Aside from that, we also get a 401k. So 401k is pretty much like you guys probably don't know about this, but it's like a match that the government will give you free. So if you do a calculator and you start putting money in while you're young, by the time you retire at 60 something, you can have over $2-3 million waiting for your bank account once you retire. All right. So just a little food for thought. Just have you guys thinking ahead. All right. All right. And lastly, what I want to talk about is just the Veterans Affairs and like the kind of things that we get with being a VA, being an active duty Marine, how the VA is going to take care of you. So who wants to buy a house one day? A lot of people, right? Buying a house is a great way to get some income, and housing is usually everybody's biggest expense. So for the VA, in the VA, you don't have to pay anything out of pocket when you go buy a house. So usually how it works, when you go buy a house, you go to a bank and you request a loan. And after you get a loan, you have to pay pretty much around 10 to 20% of that loan. So it's a $500,000 house. You're looking at like $40,000, $50,000 out of your pocket to get into that house. But with the VA, since the loan is backed by the VA, you don't have to come out with any money. So you can save those $50,000 for something else. And then that's not just for a home. That applies for a business as well. So who here wants to start their own business one day? That's it. Everybody should want to start their business one day. You know, become an entrepreneur, have people work for you, work for yourself. The VA is going to give you a business loan, 0% down. I mean, zero money down at a competitive interest rate. So that's just one of the ways that the Marine Corps is going to look out for you and the many benefits that we have. So moving on. All right, right now, do I have any questions? What's up? So these are my shooting badges. So when you go to boot camp and once you're in the fleet, you'll shoot a rifle and you shoot a rifle, and if you get a chance later on in your career, you shoot a pistol. So I'm an expert in rifle and I'm an expert in pistol. That's what that means. These are just that's like different ribbons for things you've done and stuff like that. Mhm. What's up? No, and after you. Oh, after. You get your master's. Yeah. So usually, hey, everybody here is question. It's pretty much talking about college, and if you could get his master's, you can absolutely get your master's, all paid for. But what usually how that's gonna happen is that you're gonna have to start your college while you're in the Marine Corps and use TA. So tuition assistance is different from your GI Bill. You know what I'm saying? So say you do 2 years of college while you're in the Marine Corps, you could use the rest of the 4 years to get your master's because it takes what 6 years to get your master's on average, right? So that right there is a quick way to get your master's with no money out of your pocket. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else had any questions? What's up, bro? Huh? Yeah, something like that. Who else has a question? So how long a deployment is? Hey, everybody hear a question? A question is how long is a deployment? So in the Marine Corps, we have usually 6 month deployments. All right. So the Army has like year-long deployments, which is like really rough because you're away from your family for a year. But Marine Corps, usually the maximum is like 6 months. All right. So 6 months out of the year, you're out deployed in another country, in another place. So a lot of deployments right now are like Europe and like Asia. It's really just like since it's like a peacetime Marine Corps right now. So it's really just like traveling for free, pretty much. Anybody got any other questions? What's up? So his question is: Are all the benefits just the Marines, or do other branches have the same thing? All the other branches have the same thing. What separates the Marine Corps just kind of like our intangibles, like the leadership skills you gain, the connections you make, the professionalism that we have, things like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, like across the board, most of the benefits are the same. Yes. Anybody else? What's up? Yeah. Well, um. So his question is: All Marines are crayon eaters. So that kind of like the it's like a stereotype that all Marines are like crayon eaters, but it's just like the brotherhood that we have. But really like the Marines are I've been around the smartest people that I've known are Marines, but also like one of the dumbest people I know are Marines too. So you pick which one you're gonna be. So yeah, and I have a crayon tattoo. Me and like six other friends have a crayon tattoo. Anybody else got questions or no? What's up? When you're on deployment, like what do you do when you're off the? Hey, listen up. So her question is, what do you what do you do when you're not deployed? So so what do you do when you're not deployed? That's called being garrison. So what do you do when you're not deployed? You just train when you get deployed. Pretty much, you just do your job. you just do your job like a regular Marine. You know, that's usually where the normal working hours are at. And the only difference with that and deployment is that on the deployment you just do your job in another country or in another place. That's it. So does that answer your question? All right. Who are my seniors? Who's a senior right now? You only two seniors? Hey boss, quick question. What are you doing after high school? All right. So I'm not trying to put you on the spot or anything, but usually when I talk to seniors, I ask them that question because believe it or not, I was a senior once too, and one day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be graduating, and next thing you know, that summer's gonna end, and guess what? You're not like reality's gonna step in. You know, it's called like being an adult. Like you're not going to school anymore. You might start be going to Miami-Dade College, but like so is every other 100,000 seniors that graduated. You know what I'm saying? So kind of what I ask seniors is kind of like, what are you doing to separate yourself? What are you doing to become more employable or gain some skills? So who wants to be a firefighter? So I hear that a lot, especially young seniors and stuff like that. I want to be a firefighter. All right, man. So does like 10,000 other guys lined up outside the fire academy. So I come to them, I'm like, hey man, how are you different? How are you special? What are you doing to stand out? And they're usually, I don't know, I don't know. So I'm like, all right, man, how would it sound if you came in, we had a conversation, I told you how you can stand out, how you can be different. So who would you hire out of these two people? Who would you hire? Someone who goes to Miami-Dade College, does 2 years, and after that they go to FIU and they study. They go to become a mechanic, aviation mechanic, versus a guy who becomes a Marine, has hands-on experience from day one on being a mechanic, has leadership skills to pretty much lead anybody under him, anybody over him, has a professional opportunities that is not afforded to other people, has traveled the world, has connections all over the world, has a security clearance, and then from there also went to school and has $0 of debt. Now when they get out and he wants to work for American Airlines or whatever like job there is in aviation or logistics or whatever, and I look at two resumes when you apply, and there's a dude who just went to college, has no experience, but has a college degree and $50,000 of debt, versus a dude who has no debt, has a degree, has experience, and is a Marine. So they know that you've been through the challenges, you've been through rough things, versus somebody who is the same age as you but just has a college degree. And also, when you get hired as a veteran, you get automatically veteran's preference. That means your resume goes straight to the top. So if you're an employer, who would you be looking at to hire? The second dude, right? The dude who has everything going for him, all right? So that's kind of ways that when I talk to seniors, I tell them about ways they can really separate themselves from the pack. And that's to become a Marine. Do something different. Instead of just choosing one, either work or college, why not do both? Kill two birds with one stone. And then have a chance to travel, full-time salary, vacation days. What kind of job offers that to 18-year-olds? Not a lot. So that's kind of my whole spiel. Do I have any other questions? Esos son como ribbons, cosas que tú hiciste. So, pues así, esto es un award, como un certificado y todo eso. La cosa que tú hiciste cuando estaban en Marines. ¿Ah? Mhm. Anybody got anything else? All right, hey, so in summary, what we talked about today was pretty much the qualifications, the difference between active duty and reserves, the educational opportunities, and the benefits that we have here in the Marines. So I'm going to leave you guys with a quote. You could bring the horse to the river, but you can't force him to drink. What that means to me is that you guys just got all this information but I can't force you to take action with your life and become better. Separate yourself from the pack. So do what you want with this information, but at least now you have more tools in your toolbox to make a better informed decision. All right. This is my contact info. My name is not Felix Batista, but everything under that is correct. So that's my phone number if you guys ever want to reach out to me. And my work Instagram, Sergeant Cabrera. So if you guys want to hit me on the gram, I'll follow you guys back. So yeah, you guys can hit me up there whenever you guys want. All right. All right. Thank you guys.